Hello, I'm Marcus Eichenberry, and we went to the Online Game Developers Conference 2007 edition. I think this is the first one, actually, and it was a blast. We got to meet a lot of great game companies and learn a lot of the inside stuff about the industry. One of the conferences or sessions that we went to was for community development and how the community managers and developers interact with the fans of the game and people who don't like the game or just want to complain about the game. Several of the games mentioned were like Myst Online, Stargate Worlds, Pirates of the Burning Sea, and actually the community people involved with these are actually on the panel. There's an unannounced game from Cartoon Networks, Star Wars Galaxies, EverQuest, Marvel Universe Online, DC Online, Vanguard, and Lord of the Rings Online. So if you want to learn how to be more helpful to your game community on a new game that started up or even on a game that's been out for quite a while, you'll actually learn some stuff in here. And if you are a fan site of a game, you actually learn maybe how to better build your own community. And it's really important because the same thing that applies to the video game to the video game manufacturers, communities are also the same things that apply to the fan sites. So this video is pretty long, and YouTube won't allow more than 10-minute videos, so you're going to get several bite-sized chunks. Stay tuned. Here they are.
So I tend to do things pretty informally for these kind of things, so we don't have any visual aids because community relations is all about the talking. So, my name is Richard Weil. I'm the Community Relations Director for Kniva, which is a social networking and virtual world startup in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm originally from Austin. Spent a lot of time in Austin, and so I'm still kind of out of my element in Atlanta. But, so our panelists are Alan Crosby, who is the Community Relations Director for Sony Online Entertainment, Stephen Wade, who is Vice President?
PR Director.
PR Director for Area. Victor Wachter, who is the Community Relations Director for Cryptic Studios.
I'm manager.
Oh, okay, sorry. Katie Postma. Katie Postma is a new addition. I convinced her to sit in on the panel, and she couldn't resist asking her because she is a fellow, well, soon will be a fellow at Latin, and also is the Community Relations Director for Turner, Cartoon Network. And Troy Hewitt, who I am no longer angry at since he got a standardized title, finally. He is the Community Relations Director for Flying Lab Studios, Pirates of the Burning Sea. So, so what we want to talk about today is, before we start, I'm going through a participatory democracy phase here. So, who wants to plow through the content as soon as possible and get to the Q&A? Nobody.
Sure.
Who wants to make the panelists talk as long as possible for the full hour and have no QA? 43 times in a row. Okay, we're gonna plow through as soon as we can get to the QA.
Yay!
Because that's what I want to do anyway. I didn't say I abided by books. I just like taking books. So, what we want to talk a little bit about today is how to engage your online communities. As everybody's choices grow in the online space, whether it's games, social networking, even just websites, people are having more and more choices, and you're seeing more and more of a division between the casual player, gamer, surfer, and the dedicated one. So all games and products go through different phases of the betas and the open betas, and then they're released. And there are a lot of different capture points and a lot of different points where you can make decisions that are going to help you to retain as much of your community as possible and to entertain them and to provide a valuable service to them, which is what we do. That's our job. So to start off with, I wanted to ask the panelists kind of the first question on the list, which is, actually this question isn't on the list, never mind, but we're going to ask it anyway. I want to ask them to describe their reflections of their communities that they oversee and deal with now, so we can all get a sense of kind of where they're coming from when they answer the other questions. So we'll just start in a row, and we'll start with Mr. Crosby.
Well, I guess it depends on the game. We have a myriad of titles and a myriad of different communities with different behaviors, different maturity levels, different angers. So it's as extreme as Star Wars Galaxies, which actually is our more vocal community. If you're looking just in terms of forum posters, they actually more than triple our EQ2 posters. And then to the other extreme, which is the EQ2 community, which is a much more mature and engaged community. I'm done.
Steve?
Oh,
Well, so I'd like to actually comment on that for a second, Alan's. Alan's point of view is, he is, as he mentioned, he's overseeing a variety of diverse communities. So his strategies and his choice, his places where he has to make choices are going to be from a very strategic point of view. So, Steve?
We're actually a gaming portal in Japan. It's very famous for GamePod. It has a bunch of many different games as well, and we're trying to bring that model here to the United States. So we have a lot of different communities as well. Like there's going to be a racing game and an MMO. So we look at things differently. I mean, obviously your racing fans are going to be different than your hardcore MMO players. But essentially, we still look at our players as grassroots kind of marketers for us, and we make sure that they're getting the best service possible, so they market us.
In my case, we are at Cryptic Studios. We are currently building the community relations department. Cryptic has not traditionally, for the first time, is doing community relations in house. So we're not directly interacting with our fans yet. We're getting ready to, as the PR machine kicks in for Marvel Universe Online, and as we announce our future games. So right now, a lot of what I'm doing is anticipating. We have a huge license. We have Marvel Comics. So what I'm doing is anticipating what the needs of that community will be, what they're going to bring to the community, because with such a beloved IP that people are going to have tons of history and tons to contribute, and they'll want to contribute and want to be part of that. So in the meantime, between now and our community site's launch, it's really getting to know the people that will be a part of our community, and understanding what it is that a Marvel Comics fan, and also people that have history with Cryptic Studios, City of Heroes fans, and and people that play the superhero video games as well. So we're forming our anticipations, doing our, speaking to people from those communities to try and get ready to serve them as well as we can when we are in full swing and we have the community machine rolling.
The first community I worked for was MIST. I was hired to do the Uru beta and hopefully launch, which took a couple of years to get to. But so the MIST community was already very well established. It was a small community, but they were all really engaged and really committed. So we didn't have a lot of casual fans. You were either a MIST fan or you weren't. And they were very vocal, very possessive. And so what I did is I really made sure that I listened to them a lot. We didn't have a lot of dev interaction with the community, so I had to be the liaison between the two groups. That was really important to MIST fans, whereas then I went to Stargate Worlds and started the community there. Far larger, far more casual fan base of the show. A lot of MMO fans came over to see what we were doing there. But it was really great because we did have some possessive fans, but most of them were just really keen to see what Cheyenne was going to do with the IP, and they've been thrilled. And we actually launched the community site very early and the forums very, very early. But the community has just grown hugely, and they're really invested in what we're doing. A lot of dev interaction. I sort of took the opposite tack with that, and it's worked out really well. And then with Cartoon Network, we haven't officially announced that game yet, but it's going to be a much younger audience.
You have now.
No, I haven't. Don't get me in trouble. It's going to be a much younger audience. There's a lot of COPPA consideration there, but we hope to cater to all ages.